In this video, I will demonstrate grafting a 2x2 ribbing. If you're a subscriber, welcome back. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm happy to have you here. If you enjoy this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you get a notice each time I go live or post a new video. Grafting 2x2 ribbing is very similar to grafting in stockinette stitch, but you have to change up what steps you work in order to get the purl stitches to line up above each other. Now, when grafting a bind off to a bind off edge, there is going to be a half stitch jog. So this may be slightly visible when the fabric is stretched, but it won't be too terribly visible in the 2x2 ribbing when the ribbing is contracted. So do just keep that in mind. I have two ribbing swatches here in 2x2 ribbing. So my right side is facing me on the front piece. The wrong side is facing me on the back piece. So presenting to me on the right hand stitches is 2 knit stitches here, and so 2 purl stitches over here. Because we're beginning with knit stitches, it will be exactly the same as regular Kitchener stitch for stockinette for the first couple of stitches. So we'll work our setup steps, which are on the front needle to purl and leave on, and then on the back needle to knit and leave on. Now we will work our repeating steps. So these are 2 knit stitches, so I will knit and take off and purl and leave on. And on the back, I will purl and take off and knit and leave on. Remember to keep all of your grafting underneath these 2 needles. So this is a knit stitch. I will knit and take off. Now this is a purl stitch, so I need to do the opposite steps for it. So I need to knit and leave on here. And then this was a purl, so I'm going to purl and take off. And this now is a knit, so I need to do the opposite steps, so the of what we typically work when working Kitchener. So because this is a knit stitch on the back needle, I need to purl and leave on. I like to use the mantra of same off, opposite on, and that can hold true for this type of graft as well. And that will be applicable anywhere where the stitches are maintained across the graft. It will not be applicable in cases where the stitches need to change across the graft. So in garter or seed stitch, the same off, opposite on can't be used. But in this case, it can. So I'm done with the back needle, ready to work on the front needle. So using that phrasing, same off, opposite on, this is a purl stitch, so it needs to purl and come off. And then this is a purl stitch, so it needs to knit and stay on. Same off, opposite on. So same here would be a knit. It's presenting as a knit, so I will knit it off. And then it's a knit. This one's a knit, so I will opposite on, purl and leave on. Same off, opposite on, same off, purl, I purl it off. Opposite of what's now a knit, opposite is a purl, so I purl and leave on. Same off, opposite on. Now it's 2 knits, so same as knit off, opposite is purl on. Take your time. And work slowly across. I'm not worrying about the tension right now. I will go up and clean the tension up at the end. That way it's easier for me to unwork anything if I make a mistake. You'll notice when it transitions between 2 stitches, that's when you work the same steps. So same off for here is a purl and take off. Opposite on is a purl and leave on. So I've purled off and I've purled on. And that's because it switched between the 2 stitches. So similar thing will happen here. Same off is a knit and leave off. Opposite and leave on would be a knit and leave on. But now we have 2 stitches that are the same, so it will be the 2 different steps. So knit and take off and purl and leave on. And then same here, purl and take off and knit and leave on. But now we're transitioning, so it's going to be a knit and take off and a knit and leave on. And another transition, purl and take off and purl and leave on. It can get a little precarious at the end when you start running out of stitches. Our last 2 stitches here, knit off, purl on, purl off, knit on, keeping that yarn under those needles. And then the last 2 stitches will be knit off and purl off. Now I can work across and tighten this up. So there's the graft tightened up, and it looks not too bad when the ribbing is contracted. You can see the half jog, however, when the ribbing is stretched. So there's a half jog on that side and a half jog right there on that side. But it doesn't look too bad when the ribbing is contracted. So that was how to graft 2x2 ribbing. I hope this was helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.